So, previously, on Cloudy, with a slight chance of dragons, our heroes finally turned into gods. Through a chaotic series of events, they managed to piss off the Allfather, but with one last whiff of Nefarious' magic, they managed to be transported somewhere. Somewhere they managed to collect themselves and find out what's actually happening around. When they were observing everything, they came to a conclusion that actually they were in a place, if you can call it that they only heard about. A place where they never been to, but they knew that it existed. Something that could be called the in-between. The dark void that sort of sticks through all the planes of existence that they know and all been to. It is where the Fate Weaver resides. The one person, once again, if you can call it that they never actually encountered before. But today it seems to be the day of new and exciting things. And they go to this blank, darkish and grayish place where there's just nothing. No stars, no fires. Yet everything around is not dark, not light. And in the middle there resides a long cloaked figure on a small stool. Not a throne by any measure, just a stool. And next to it is a weave of fate that it constantly observes, but it seemingly does nothing to it. And you both appear right beside that figure. And now, both of you look at yourselves in your new and emergent forms. Agrita, could you describe for Daneland what do you look like now?
Well, I guess Daneland sees it's still Agrita, but and in relation to him, he might not be he might not seem much bigger in person, but his how do I describe it? His presence is much seems much more. His look in his now glowing eyes is much sharper, piercing, and he was already a little bit muscled. He's now a mountain of a lizard, like you have never seen such a strong being before, such a muscle packed, and the Agrita face, all his body, below his scales there seems to be shining a reddish dim light. So he's not glowing per se, but you see all the outlines of the scales a little bit in this dim light.
All right. Anything about your clothes or equipment that stands out?
Oh yeah. After he was before quite bare of any armor, he now wears this massive armor with long spikes and like barbaric runes over it, glowing the same light like the places where you see his scales and his eyes, and especially with a large helmet, which might be for anybody else might be quite awkward and clumsy, but not for Akratar. And you can imagine, though you are now a god yourself, but you can imagine that for every mortal now, he knows what he has before him, and the most mortals would cower before this monstrous helmet before of Akratar. And of course, he has also a little bit glowing hammer now, even shinier than before, in his fist.
Good, good. Now, Danelan, could you tell Agratar, what does he see?
I guess he see then on his godless form. He's very similar in size to the half-elf form he used to be just a few hours before. But when you are looking into his face, you cannot tell exactly is he elf or human, and probably the face is shifting from elven to human forms sometimes, and you cannot concentrate and see this face just in one single second it's still, and it's constantly shifting, and his eyes are glowing with red light, and all the armor and all the clothes he has just covered with leaves, and these green leaves are also moving around his body.
Nice.
And this is exactly new armor that is invisible in natural conditions. When he is in the forest, there are a lot of leaves, and the color of those leaves helps him to cover himself completely. And if he moves to another area, it transforms like shifting to some chameleon form to the area around him. So, and I think what else stands out is his magic ball. It's he just hold in his left hand, and a magic fever on his shoulder. So,
All right.
I think this
Nice.
is it.
How about Liana, though? What does she look like now?
Oh yeah.
Well, he's still she's still in form of Black Panther, but when she's moving, she's actually more floating than moving around, so you cannot see her steps exactly. It looks like she just flow and flow quite quickly around. So if you look at her, you probably can see that she's not an animal anymore, but just some kind of spirit in the, just shaped in the form of panther-like creature. and she grows inside at least 2 times, so it's much bigger now.
2 times bigger than a usual panther.
Yeah.
Good. Alright. So, when you arrive there, take a glance on each other, and finally come to a realization where, once again, if you can apply that term to this place, you are. You see that the cloaked figure slightly turns on his stool, looks at you. You don't see the face. It's just a whole bunch of threads linking together, like a piece of cloth over somebody's actual face, but you don't, at least you're not sure if there is any face beneath that. And then you hear his voice. It creeps into your mind without even making any sounds, actually.
You finally arrived. Do you at least know why you're here?
It looks at you, seemingly with a question. What do you do?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand it.
Well, that's good. That's good. So.
Where we are? Who are you?
All right. All right. So yes, definitely, that would be amusing. That would be amusing for the Fate Wither. You would laugh cackingly, like.
You are funny. But still, do you understand why you're here or not?
I must admit, not completely. We messed it up with the old father, I guess.
Probably he saved us from our father.
Ah, you mean your god friend, not Farius?
Yes.
Well, he tried, but it's not his magic that brought you here. It is fate.
And after you hear the word fate, the weave behind this figure kind of shimmers a little bit. Then he then he continues.
You are here because you must fulfill the fate of the All Father. Do you know what that is?
Someone has to take its place, like in a prophecy, like in his last will.
That's just one part of it. He's quite smart, you see. He could have stayed on his place. He almost did it. If it weren't for you two, and your attachment. But now it leaves you with a bit of conundrum.
And then he turns to the weave behind him and waves a limb without any fingers on it, and you see a picture emerge on the weave. You see the Old Father putting a boot on top of not Farius's chest. You see him yelling with almost no sound, but you understand that he tries to question him and find out where did he send you. The Fate Weaver turns to you.
If you go back, You'll have to face him. He's vulnerable, yes, but he's still the god amongst gods.
We felt that when we left, barely. I don't know whether we have a chance at the moment.
Looking to Denland doubtfully.
Is there any way we can gather more power to be sure we can win this fight?
I have to get back the sword.
Saying that more to himself than to the others.
Oh yes, the sword.
And you see he once again waves his hand over the weave, and at first it turns black, completely pitch black, devouring all the light that seemingly was around it. But then it kind of zooms out and you see a shape that resembles a dragon. A shape that is as black as a thing you saw, Agratar, up close. But this thing, it flies around in a field, it seems, and it eats flowers for some reason. The way it does that, though, it just opens its mouth agape, and everything in the vicinity of flowers just gets into it and gets turned into nothing. But when it does, there's small, just almost minuscule sparkles. The normal mortal eyes would not be able to spot that. But you see that deep within its throat is a small glisten that reminds you of a familiar shape.
Shit.
Oh, look, Denlan. You are a white dragon. He ate the sword. Great.
Yeah, at least we know where we can find it.
Yes, it seems you do. But do you know what that sword is?
I'm not sure. We know Berimbor forged it for the Allfather. And the Allfather might be connected with it. So the sword might be able to put the Allfather down. Maybe. There's power inside of the sword.
It is not up to me to decide or to tell you anything. I can only show. Now, you wanted power, yes? Well, you did accumulate some. Question is, how would you cash it in?
How what? Sorry.
How would you cash it in, basically?
Oh,
yes.
I could not.
That's a good question. Well, I guess we have to find out one way or the other. Maybe let's get back the sword and then try.
Fate Weaver looks at Danelan, once again, seemingly with a question.
Maybe the god of nature finally remembered on how the godhood works, and where can you grasp your powers.
Good question. remember?
I mean, I hate to be Captain Obvious, but why gods have power and how can gods be more powerful? That's a conundrum. I don't know.
Worshippers.
Oh, yeah, but at the beginning of time there are no worshippers at all.
Yeah.
So we found our power in someone else initially. Oh,
That's a very philosophical question.
Yes, it is very philosophical, but at the moment you do have your base power. So what do you do?
Did we recognize the landscape really where the dragon was eating flowers?
You can get there easily. You understand that.
Yeah.
But you also understand that if you get there, you'll be back in the time and space,
Yeah.
which would make you easy to track.
Well, let's wait it out. in a place where no time passes. Well,
what do you think, Agrota? Should we gather our friends to help us?
Well, I'm not sure who is actually our friend. At least someone. At least friends who matter. Who are powerful enough to help us.
Probably we will use the help of a dragon to chase this void dragon.
Yeah. Maybe we should find a way to contact our schizophrenic dragon. Shiny mirror dragon. He went to the stars.
The Fate Weaver once again turns back, waves his limb, and you see the picture of your comrade, the dragon that you helped to get united again. The Jormungandr is still there in the wilderness. The Fate Weaver looks to you and says,
You do know that if you really want, you could assemble them here. Yes?
Oh, this is nice. Actually,
Might be better than going out there.
yeah, great idea. I think we should try it.
Maybe you know something that could help us.
so
yeah, what do you do?
I mean, how could we make contact to?
The tricky
to
part.
Jormungandr?
The tricky part is that you are outside of space and time,
Yeah.
so communicating with a person who's inside space of time is not really an option.
Yeah.
But you could get them in there and then talk.
But are we able, as gods, to return to the place in between at will from?
You should ask the guy who's in charge.
Oh yeah. Okay. Agrota looks from Denon to the Fate Weaver.
Are we able to come here, come back to here, if we want to?
I'll bring someone here.
From outside, from the normal world.
Yes. Until the new Old Father is going to be placed, whoever that might be, even if it's the old one, you would have the power to do so. So yes, bring in whoever you want.
Eldra nods.
Well then. Quickly get out. Quickly get back with the dragon. Can't be too hard.
Yeah, and what about little monkey can we see her nearby?
Oh, you mean the princess?
Yeah.
The Fate Weaver turns back and shows you on his shroud a new picture. A picture that you might understand would arise naturally from what happened at the place of your talk with the Old Father. You see that most of the jungle is completely burnt to a crisp. There's just nothing there except ash. But you see Shanky with half-burned body falling down from a big height. You understand that he's about to crash down and probably the princess is gonna die with him. But once again, it's just a frame of time.
I looked, then looked to Agrita. I think we should care some of our friends.
Yeah, the goddess could be useful at that too. Maybe get her back and maybe contact Ashak. Maybe he knows something too. The dragons might know about their kin. So should we get there?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Should you?
We should try to stop him falling.
Oh, how? Well, then I can summon my trusty warlords. I get back. But if you know something else,
So,
Well, technically, I can try to teleport him to the ground safely.
Oh yeah.
yes, you can.
Yeah.
You can do many things.
Yeah,
Well-
let's do it. Let's try.
yeah, what could go wrong? Let's do this. Save the princess
Okay.
and the monkey weaver,
Okay.
aka fire goddess.
Okay.
Do
So,
we actually know their name? Her name?
her name?
I think we never asked.
The mortal name? No.
Yeah.
You do not know her mortal name. You did not ask. You did not bother with anything.
So we never faced her in our godless life.
You mean the mortal form? No. Do you wish to know like what's her god name?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So her god name is Rubilon.
Hmm.
Yes. She is the goddess of fire.
Okay.
One of, basically. There's many of them. But she is one of the most fickle, I would say. So,
Yeah.
what do you do?
So
So then, Yes.
I'm
Do
ready
this
to go.
teleport thing. Yeah. Let's go there.
So you're ready to go. How are you gonna do this?
We are still looking at this picture, right?
Yes, yes you are.
I think we just stand inside this picture and move to the ground nearby.
Okay. Once again, big neon signs behind you, for some reason, appear and remind you that you are gods. You know, like walking and using magical items instead of normal magic is not really a way of doing things.
Well, I thought.
Excuse me, we are just moved from our mortal form and
Yes,
we're not
yes.
comfortable yet.
Yeah,
that walks against
Sure.
the weaver.
Sure, the neon signs kind of dissipate in the background, satisfied with their job well done. But yes, basically you can be the god troopers who just teleport in a fraction of a second, do several things, and then dissipate back with whatever you wanted to do. But don't forget, you're not the only gods around, so.
Oh, there are more? Yeah, absolutely.
How many gods are around? Do we know the number?
Do you really want to know? Do you really?
And just technically, can we just try to teleport the Shanky right here
Oh,
without going outside?
no, that doesn't work. That was the thing. We can't. We have to be on the same
Plane.
level of
Yeah.
plane, right? Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So we have I say we teleport to the spot below where Shanky is falling, and we save him and the princess, and then we think further.
Okay. Good to know. So, you do that? Yes?
I think so, yes.
Okay, good. So now we move into not bullet time, just laser time. When you teleport yourself right below where Shanky is, you see him falling down, and you understand that the soon you appeared there, the Old Father knows you're there, and you're literally about, I don't know, 2 kilometers away from him at the moment. So you gotta do something really quick. Do it.
Teleport the Shanky with the monkey weaver to us, and then back into the void.
Okay, good. Teleport them to you. I say Dalen can do that. Teleport you out. You do it, Agrata. Now let's roll for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I say wisdom for Dalen, strength for Agrata. Let's do it.
Nice.
Good? Agrata?
Yes.
Good. You do it really quickly. And then within just a poof, you're back. There's Shanky there. There's a monkey weaver. Both of them look completely flabbergasted by what is that? What's happening? And you take a glance back on the shroud of the weaver, and you can see just like immediately in a place where you just were, there's Allfather. He looks about just for a fraction, and then you kind of see a zoom in on his eyes. And you, Agrata, you know that look. You also have that look when you understand what your enemy is doing.
Yeah.
Well, I think he now knows our tactics. We have to be even more careful.
And more swift.
Yeah.
So, the monkey weaver turns into the lizard woman, and she's just like, what was that? And Shanky is just like, ah!
Denlon is looking at Shanky.
It is so painful!
and with his eyes, he heals him.
Yes, you do. And that
Nice.
is
Wow, he helped an animal.
the tremendous moment in Danelin's life when he finally has the power to help animals. He just touches Shanky and all his wounds are getting brushed off.
I pat him on the...
I long for this.
Yeah.
Great job, Denlin. It took a while to figure it out, but you had it in you, man. You're a good Shanky.
Yeah, do you feel
I
better?
don't know. What happened? I was flying and then something burned me. I was falling and then where are we?
Well,
At safe place.
Safe place?
Yeah.
Uh,
No one burns you here. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
And yeah, you look at both Princess and Shanky and they are lost. They don't know what's happening at all.
Well, I look at Agatha. I think I and my friend have some kind of misunderstanding between us and Allfather. And this is why he is just trying to harm all our friends.
You hear slow cackling from the Fate Weaver. Just
well, yeah, we fucked it up with the Allfather. He's after us now. And I think he's a little bit angry. And might want to kill us. Princess.
yes?
Rubion, you never visited this place.
I don't know. What? How could... I don't understand anything that's happening. Is it the new way to hide me from the priests?
I think we are a little bit beyond that. Maybe you should know the whole picture. We finished the last quest for the Allfather. But he wanted us to bow before him to keep his power, but we have stuff to do. And we refused.
Why am I here?
Oh, we thought, since you are a god too, you could help us with the situation.
How
In
would
some
I
way,
help?
at least. You are the goddess of fire in the end.
What?
You were the goddess of fire.
That's I don't know what to say. Could you just, you know, is this a dream or something? Am I dreaming? Did I actually fall and hit my head? Oh my god.
Looks Denlin.
Well, we might have overestimated her.
At least the boss are safe now.
Maybe that's a problem
Make me
with
feel
her.
better.
Maybe that's a problem with her reincarnation thing.
Do you think we should kill her?
You see her eyes widen. It's just like, what? No, no, get away from me! No, no, wait. And she runs up to the Fate Weaver, basically grabs his shoulder, and is just like, please, you help me! They want to. And he turns to her, and she sees that blank, weaved face, and she's like, ah!
Calm down. Demon didn't mean it that way. He's
Come on.
joking because he's finally helping animals.
This is just all bad dream.
Yeah, dude, she just keeps screaming in the background, just like, ah!
Does she run away into the grave?
She tries to, yes. But it basically just, like, she just runs. She just runs.
Daniel wants to remember one scene he probably knows about her, how this godless power can be returned to this poor woman or lizard woman.
That would be a good thing to remember. Let's see your intelligence. You probably know that, because you're really smart.
Okay.
You should, yeah.
We'll see.
Nice. Okay, yeah, you remember that. That's good. So, she likes the whole reincarnation and fire shtick. Usually, her mortal self doesn't like to be sacrificed within fire pits. But it's kinda had to be done, you know. And now that you think of it, those priests had the right idea.
Well,
Agrippa leans into Denlin.
so we have to burn her.
Yeah, I probably described everything I
Yep.
remember.
Ritualistic, burning alive kind of shtick.
Looks like we should at least harm her mortal form. I whispered to AT.
Agrippa plays with a fire lamp in his now more impressive claws.
Well, we have still this funny thing. Might do the job, don't you think?
Oh, mortal tools. Oh,
Yeah.
looks fine.
We could do it old school. Or can you create fire some way else? I don't know.
He looks at Denlin up and down and thinks about whether all the leaves on his godly body would burn in this case.
No, I think they should not, but I'm not a big fan of the fire scenes, you know. Because fire kills life.
But it also creates life, right?
Yeah.
But he still hates it.
We should be careful with it. I'm not sure if you can burn all this place out.
Liana turns to you, Dalen, and just says, she's still running, by the way. I mean,
Does she make progress?
Should anyone tell her that it's useless?
Well, we could simply wait for a little while. Until she's tired, maybe.
Yeah.
I just asked Liana if you could please help us to calm her down a little bit. It would be nice.
Maybe purr at her a little bit.
You're too sized of a panther, big spirit of natural creation looks at you and just says, "Are you for real?" I mean, you've been immortal for a long time, but come on. So,
I just want you to do this for me.
Like the one time where you forced her to eat what? What was that? Something disgusting.
Yeah. It was. It was a flash of some.
Just don't think about it. Stops you, Liana. You're just like, it's what happens in Mortal World stays in Mortal World, okay? It's gone now.
Okay, it's a deal.
If you want to burn her, just burn her.
I looked at Agatha. Okay. Burn her.
Oh yeah, boy. We're going whole vengeful gods here. Come on.
Agatha shrugs, and is it? I mean, there are no signs to tell how far away she is. But could you tell somehow? Is she
average
away?
maybe 2 kilometers away from you? But you understand that this place doesn't really have beginning, end, or anything. Like. Besides, you're a god, you can just teleport to her.
Yeah.
Well, we shouldn't play around anymore. Let's get her and get the goddess. We need the goddess, not this mortal.
And yeah, Agatha would teleport a few feet behind her, and after a short hesitation, he shrugs and uses the lamp to summon the fire within.
Okay. So, you summon the fire. Let's see that. I don't remember, is it wisdom? Yes.
Yep.
It is wisdom. Okay. You summon the fires. They engulf her completely. She keeps yelling and probably running for several paces before she collapses. When the fire completely eats away her ability to move, and there's only screams in the background, and you see as the flash is completely eaten away with rusts of fire, and then there's only ashes as a small sliver that's left of the fire kinda goes back into your lamp.
Danan, come here. Let's take a look at this.
Agatha looks at the pile of ashes. Is there something else?
I looked at this pile and probably I said something. Do you think it doesn't work for some reason?
Well, I have no idea why it should not. I mean, if one way, she wasn't the goddess at all, and only had some fancy fire magic, and we burned a lizard wizard. Or she is the goddess, and there might happen something.
And then boom! A whole bunch of ashes is struck into your faces! And you hear a familiar voice of just like, how fucking dare you to burn me alive, you piece of shit, Agatha! I wanted to spend at least more 50 years in a mortal world, you useless schmuck! And then you kind of rub your face away from the ashes. You see her in her glorious godly form. She walks up to you and smacks you over the face. And it slightly burns, but yeah, you can live with that.
Agatha nods.
Well, I had this coming.
Calm down. We just tried to save you.
And she's just like, calm down! And you see the fire kind of engulfs everything around you, even though there's nothing to burn, but it's still there. And she's like, calm down! You just killed me!
You're mortal, Hull. But
So what? Do you want me to burn your clothes?
no, they are new. We need your help, princess, and we know
What now? What did you do this time?
Oh, the Allfather wants to kill us. Nothing else.
What?
he wants to kill us because one of us should take his place.
Oh,
Well, we found out that the father tricked us into completing those quests and to
Wait a second. Are we actually in the Fate Weaver's abode?
yes, he's over there.
Agrita points back.
yeah. You see her kind of blink for a moment and then appear right next to him. He's just
We
like,
follow her.
Fascinating.
and he just looks at her and she's,
Oh, not quite much. But it's interesting to observe.
and he once again waves a shroud, and it emits a different picture. It emits the overview of the world. You kind of go back to where you were adventuring. You see this entire continent, this collection of small places that you've been to. And you kind of know, aha, yes, here we were doing this, and then there was a swamp, and then there was a desert, and there was some plains, some mountains, some forests and jungles, and all those things. And you kind of get the feeling that yes, you could use that. You could use all of that, but you know, Agrita, since you are an expert in war, your enemy knows that as well. And he would try to gather his forces and deny you your forces. So, what would you like to do?
Well,
Agrita looks to Rubilon.
Yes.
since you are here now, do you have plans? Would you offer us your help in this story? We could use every help we can get.
She looks at you and she's just like,
Huh? Well, if one of you is supposed to be the new Allfather, I guess I could help, but under one condition, and it's non-negotiable, so don't even think about it.
Agrita smirks.
So do you agree?
I guess Dylan a look.
Well, I have no real choice here, right?
Well, I guess we lost our choice as soon as we
All right.
all this here.
So, I just want you to make me the only goddess of fire. I hate those copycats, especially the human ones. They don't even look like me. They can't even burn correctly. Have you looked at them? They're frail. It's just, they don't even have scales.
Agrita turns to Dylan.
She has a point there. I would really support that.
What about all the other gods to be under your commands?
What?
All the other gods would be under your commands from this point when someone will take.
Why would I
place.
need them? No.
Oh, you can do whatever you want.
I just want to be the only goddess of fire, that's it.
Done.
And Agrita gives her his claw to strike it.
good.
Oh,
She
these
shakes it.
lizards. Oh, these lizards.
Yeah, those lizards, eh? Okay.
Now we have settled that.
So, Do you have a plan?
Sort of. We have to rally our mightier allies. But in the first place, we have to get back a certain sword that could help us to overcome the Allfather. But there's a little catch. There's this white dragon, and the white dragon ate the sword.
What?
Yeah, Denlin woke the white dragon.
White dragons don't eat things, they just open their mouth and it gets sucked into the void.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they are eating, so to speak. Sorry, we were too long on model word.
So, basically, your sword is in the void.
Yes, in the middle of it.
Well, the only guy I know who can actually get in and out of the void and do anything with it. What was his name again? I thought he was exiled, or maybe... Ah, yes, I remember. He was trapped in hell, actually. It's Kojo, the god of shadows, you know?
My God, yeah.
And, but we'll have to get in hell and get him out, you know. Dalen, you're supposed to know the guy. Come on, he's that weird-looking, always like, I'm a very dark person, you know.
The person I talked just before leaving the house.
If you don't remember it, Dalen, you can roll me intelligence.
I remember one person that I tried to ask me to get him out from the hell with me.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So, do you want to roll intelligence? Or not?
Yeah, I think it is him, but I just don't remember where I put his name.
Oh my god, you're so bad, Dalen. You're so bad.
You should know.
So, yes, Dalen, you remember, for fuck's sake, that you've been into hell and you actually managed to release him from his prison, and then both of you managed to be teleported back into the mortal world by a certain wizard, and then you kind of crashed her tower.
Yeah, Lilith's tower.
Oh, you are talking about a different person. I just remember one person who came to me right at the point when we both tried to get out from hell.
That was a demon.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, not a god.
Yeah, I know that. This is why I didn't help him to get out.
Good. So yes.
Okay, so...
In an awkward pause, Daneland kind of collects his thoughts and just like, yeah, I know him.
Oh, wait, yeah.
And he's actually not in hell.
Oh, you know where Kojo is?
I think we should ask our friend to show us where he is and what he's doing right now.
Without even saying a word, the Fate Weaver waves his limb, and you see a familiar picture. It's actually Heavens. And you see Kojo is sitting there, brooding like always, behind a nice big plate of ambrosia. It looks like he's enjoying the comforts yet again.
Now, I think he feels quite safe over here. We should try.
I mean,
What?
yes, he is safe.
In
at the
heaven.
moment. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a god, so yeah.
Yeah, he's enjoying where he is right now, right?
I mean, yes. What's your point?
I was thinking, just thinking about what he would ask us to do for his help.
Good question. You should ask him.
We should ask him then. And if he's the only one who can get us in and out of the void. He's our only hope, Obi-Wan Kenobi. We are a little bit dependent. We might be dependent on him.
You look too much human movies, my friend. Oh, okay. Huh.
What?
Can we just teleport to the heaven without making all the idols of All Father screaming about us at the same moment?
Well, there was no crowd around Gojo. Not everyone in the heavens will see us. But the All-Father will know, for sure. In the end, the heaven is his domain.
You see Liana kind of leans toward the fabric, and then she looks at you, Dale, and then she says,
Well, from the last point, it seems that every time we get in, time starts moving. And when it does, the All-Father can do things. Just like we. Question is, what he's gonna do?
Yeah. Good question. But we'll never know unless we'll try to do something.
As a god, does Ekrotar understand Liana?
yes.
Okay.
She's not
Come
an
on,
animal
talking
anymore.
with spirits is
Yes.
common sin.
She has a point there, Denlin.
So what are we waiting for?
Says Rubilon from behind you, anxious as ever.
Let's get in there. Let's, I don't know, let's break his bowl of ambrosia and tell him if he wants more, we'll give it to him after he helps us. Come on.
Would it be a good idea to split up? Maybe one distracting the All-Father in the mortal world, and the others.
Sorry? Distracting him? You mean getting close to him? Have you seen the guy? Do you really want to do that? I don't want to do that.
I think we should avoid facing him at least for a long time. As long as we can.
Ekrotar looks at Liana.
Well, okay. Then we do it the normal way. I heard that splitting up is not the best option overall.
I mean, splitting up is fine. Just don't get any close to the guy. That's it.
Yeah, of course.
So, anything else you need? I guess one of us could go to Kojo, fetch him up. Then the other one could do some other things. I don't know.
Yeah, we shouldn't waste time being everyone in the same spot. So, one of us could go after the Jormungandr, maybe. And the other one catch Kojo.
I should talk to Kojo because we're being quite close. during
And cue the
time.
music. Been to hell.
Hell times.
Good old times.
Yes, yes, you've been there. Been there. Okay. And Agrita goes where?
Oh, where did we see Jormungandr in the fade weaving?
You saw
showed
him
him.
actually in the same frost region that he was previously, like around there. Yes, you see that? I hope.
Oh,
right
we
there
still
on the
know-
map.
We only see the gray.
Oh,
The
I didn't put
gray.
you there. Okay. My bad. Now you're there.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, load, and then woof, down we go.
Oh.
Yes,
It's like teleporting.
it is. So he's around there in his cave, probably. So, you want to go
Might
there?
be a good call. So I will. Oh.
Please be sure to take some furs or clothes, very warm clothes with you.
And then you see Rubilon kind of leans on your shoulder, Agrota, and she asks, "So, where do I go?"
Good question.
You probably need some fire at this place just to warm you up.
Sure.
Well, we are in, at least for now. Maybe the other father doesn't know that we help us Rubilon. So you can move without taking attention from him. We should
Duh.
choose that.
But where should I go? If I go with you, well, it's obvious.
Agrota looks to Denlin.
Maybe she could talk to Ashak. Maybe he knows something too about the Void Dragon. And the dragon, or the dragons overall. Maybe we can rally the dragons against the other fathers. They are elder beings at the end. Maybe they have power. More power than we know.
Well, good point.
So I go to your dragon, and you go to another dragon. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. And she basically jumps into the weave.
Does it break?
No.
The girl of action, you see.
No, it doesn't break. It's just like, poof, she's gone. And you kind of know that she's right next to Ashag, probably gonna do something as soon as the time starts, so to speak.
Yeah.
So what do? You jump into your designated positions?
I think so. Agrota gives Denlin a nod.
So, let's do this,
luck.
right? See you soon. Here again.
Okay. So once again, you go back into the mortal world, and you know you operate within fractions of seconds, unless you want to do something really stupid. So let's see. Go by Agrota. You're right next to your good friend Jormungandr, and she's like, "Oh, hello! Well, I never see you there." What do you do?
Well, come with us. Come with me. Let's go to a place where we can talk.
And
And then?
get back to the void with him.
Teleport.
Yeah.
Okay, use your strength. Gonna be 12 or more because he's a magical dragon.
Oh,
Yes, good. So
Yeah.
you do it, you teleport with him back. Meanwhile, Danelan, you teleport right next to Kojo. He slightly shivers with your presence, and he's just like, why would you need to get in here, right in front of me?
You're in big danger. Come with me. And I touch him and try to teleport him back.
Okay, he's a god, so once again, more than 12, roll me that wisdoms.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's see those rolls, eh? Let's see those rolls. Oh! Partial! Oh my god, what can it be? What can it be? Do you have any money? Do you have anything on you?
Yeah,
I gave you something for that.
I have some jewels.
Okay. You basically, oh yeah, Jules, perfect. You remember that he doesn't like light, and as soon as you try to teleport him, he resists, and then you pick up your jewels and you throw it in his face, they glimmer, and he's just like, ah! And then you teleport him. And then both of you end up in the same place where you were before. Kojo is there, Jormungandr is there, Shenki is screaming loudly like, ah! Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! Two-headed dragon, whoa! And then you see Kojo is just like, now why did you bring that thing? Oh, we are in the Fate Weaver's abode.
Yeah, and you can see him here, right here, and I show him.
Yeah, and he's just sitting there, and you see he's very attentively, like almost leaning over. He looks at the shroud before him, and you see the picture that he's so attentively looking at. And it's not a good one. You see that Rubilon is right next to Ashag, and behind her, slightly to the side, where she probably wouldn't see, is the Allfather, and he's about to unload probably a sunbeam or something, like the ones he usually likes. And he's probably going to destroy a whole bunch of space in there. Maybe Ashag? Maybe Rubilon? You're not sure?
That's not good.
Maybe both?
I guess this is the first point when we try to do some more proactive.
I mean,
I think I can try to do something, at least to stop the old father for a few minutes.
And you see Kojo is also leaning over. He looks at it, then he looks at both of you, and he's just like, now, somebody needs to explain to me what's happening.
Oh, yeah, my friends. Since we met last time, a lot of different quests passed. Do you remember all these quests?
Yes. I remember that whole shtick about quests and the Allfather being angry with you. So what did you do this time?
We completed all the quests. And then, after completing the quests, according to the prophecy we read, this
Prophecy?
Allfather, yeah,
Oh yes, prophecies.
Allfather should step out and let one of us.
I'm not really good at prophecies. Although you know what?
Yeah.
I think Luden would know. He's all about those secrets, you know?
Yeah. That was his thing.
Haven't seen him in heaven, though.
Can you show us where the Luden is right now? I just turned to the fate.
Yeah.
And into what shape he might be now.
He waves his hand, and you see a legion of the undead are basically walking from one part of the sea to the other. And if you would just like look about here, you would probably know that they were supposed to go like this and then go to the sea, and then they would be crossing it through, probably walking on the just the bottom of it, and then they would emerge around here, and that's where you see Luden with the Lich right beside him, a whole bunch of the undead, and just on the other side there's even more undead, and in the water there's even more undead.
oh, nice.
Yes, and you see there's still this black arrow sticking out of Ludon's shoulder.
Yeah.
And he looks very, very pale, and some of his flesh is already, like, rotten away. And Kojo is just like, oh. Oh. What happened to him?
Well, they created some mess. He and Etix. They steered some trouble up in the wasteland. Woke the Lich King. And well, he died. And now he serves the Lich King. At least one Lich. I don't know what he was a king.
So
Yeah, I
he
know
is
his face,
under a
he was
curse,
something.
yes?
Yeah.
Under a curse from a lich. Well, that's easy then. You just kill the lich.
Yeah, let's kill the Lich. But well, I'm not sure. But we could use the wisdom of Ludon. Even if he's a model of some sorts.
I think he can be helpful because he can just if he knows all the prophecies, and probably he knows our prophecy as well, he can just explain it to all the other gods.
Yes. So, onto the topic at hand. I presume you're planning a coup here, yes?
I think we have no choice then. Overthrow the All-Father
That
to
could
make
be,
a clean slate in the end.
that could be interesting. So what do you need me for? Are you afraid that I'm gonna help him?
Well, that would be another story. But from Rubilon we know that you are able to travel into the void and leave it. We need...
Yes. The rash and brash Rubilon. Last I checked, she was an immortal body. I think it was 50 years that she wanted to spend in it.
Oh yeah, unfortunately we interrupted this.
Yeah.
Well, the way I see it, and you look back at the weave, and it once again is turned back to the picture. Maybe we could delay the blast and take out at least one of them. Have a dragon or Rubilon.
Yeah.
What if I try to create some kind of sphere of protection around them and we can try to save both?
I'm not sure you're able to hold it big enough and long enough to save both. But we could try it.
At least we can
yeah.
try.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I think. Do you say that All-Father tried to use what kind of electricity or fire or something?
Maybe the sun magic he
Probably
used
the
against us.
sunbeam. At least that was your first introduction to what he usually loves to do. That's how he destroyed the sand demons that first attacked you on your first quest.
Yeah.
That's how he teleported the gods to you. So, he seems to be fond of that kind of thing.
Yeah, the thing I want to try is to grow all the land around those both two guys.
Okay.
So At least it's tried to stop the stun beam long enough to us
So,
able to
you
teleport
think
boss.
Earth would be able to stop that?
Well, why not?
I mean, question would be whether it stops it enough. I mean, it's simply Earth, right?
This beam should be consuming the Earth, and I'm trying to put another wall of Earth around.
Oh, so it's basically a consistent torrent of Earth that's
Yeah.
gonna be pushed against the beam of light. Ah,
Yes,
okay.
Just to save us.
Now I
some
get
time.
you. Now I get you. Okay. So you'd know that if you want to do that, I say against the Old Father,
I'm not sure.
14. I would say that would be a success. And below that is a partial. And less than a 10, well, that's going to be a fail.
Yeah, you tried then.
Well,
So,
anyway, this is my plan. What do you think, guys? Do you able to teleport those guys while I'm trying to save the time?
I
Equita
can
thinks
take
for a
the
moment.
dragon. At least, I don't think he would be expecting me to, so not a big deal.
Oh, the coach says he could take the dragon?
Yes.
Equita turns to Jormungandr.
Yes. You see, his two heads are basically having a discussion right now. They are
Yeah.
making it in a very hushed tone. And it's just like, what do you think it is? Maybe
Oh,
and yeah.
Jormungandr.
And it's like, yes, we were not talking. No, not at all. Well, actually, we were talking. Just shut up! Shut up, we weren't talking.
Sorry to interrupt you while you did nothing.
We just were talking about how can we help. No, I was discussing gourmet meals with him. Yes, I was talking about how to cook. You were not talking about cooking anything. Yes, we were talking about cooking. We were not. Actually, we were talking about... No! Anyways, how can we help?
I have a question regarding dragons. Do you know Ajax?
And then Equita looks from one to the other.
You see the level-headed head looks at you and says, "Oh, yes, Ashag. Yes, I do know him. He's a very ancient and powerful one, but we never clenched in battle. I actually tried to eat his meal once. He was not happy, but he couldn't do anything because he wouldn't be able to see me."
just don't tell him, please.
Yes, by all means. But in any case, yes, he is a very ancient and powerful dragon. But what do you need him for?
Well,
And Equita points to the picture of the situation here. Of the...
And you
Ajax
see
and
the two heads finally lower themselves down almost to the ground level, and just like, "Oh, pretty pictures!" And that's not pretty pictures. I think that's a weave portal. Shut up! It's pretty pictures! Can you show anything else? And Fate Wither kind of looks at him back. You don't see anything on his weaved off face, but probably there's just either disgust or meh. The other head is just like, all right. I think I understand the situation. They are in great trouble. What? What great trouble?
Equita points at the All-Father in the corner.
Oh, that!
This is a trouble.
He looks pissed.
What do you do?
Yeah.
Did you eat his babies?
No.
Well,
We are kind of his babies, but
I'm sure they did not eat his babies.
Well, I would be mad if somebody ate my babies.
We do not have babies.
How would you know?
What do you mean?
Oh, just shut up.
Oh, all right. So, I don't think we might be of any use there, but we might try to.
Turn you invisible!
I was thinking about shining really bright,
But turning invisible is better!
Well, I mean, it's good, yes, but if you shine really bright, you could blind him.
But if you're invisible, he won't see you!
Yes, but if I may, and Kojo kind of interrupts him. Both options are good, but we might choose only one. Agrita.
well, since there would be no use in the... We want to save Ishak and the princess and Rubilon. So if you would be invisible, there would be no distraction. The thing is, do you know whether the magic, the power of the Allfather could harm Ishak?
Harm him, says Kojo. He could easily wipe that thing out.
Oh. Well,
I mean, not as easy as anything less powerful, but a couple of strikes, and it would be down.
so
I think distracting and shining bright would be nice, unless it harms us as well.
well, we have to go the other direction.
Yeah. Is this shining thing can affect only Old Father?
Can you do that?
No, actually, my light pierces everyone's eyes.
So he sucks. I say invisibility is better.
If you only can turn yourself invisible, how do you think that would help us?
I
What
didn't
would
say
you
about
do?
myself. I can turn you invisible.
Oh, well. Other Allfather still might know we are there.
If you're really noisy.
Oh.
Agrita scratches his chin.
Yeah, invisibility is the way. I just drop my hand on the Agrita's shoulder. I think this is the best way.
So, we teleport us in invisible and teleport out with both of them.
So
But the
it's,
Allfather will still unleash his power against the two. So I would go with the distraction. We need only a second. But this second is critical.
I try to buy this second.
So I see the plan is simple, says Kojo. We go invisible, both you and me, Agrita. Danelan attracts his attention and blocks his magic for a moment, and then retreats himself.
While we retreat with Ishak and Rubilon.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's a good plan. The best we can come up at the moment.
All
We
right.
have to try it. We have to do it. There's no trying.
Let's do it then. Do your magic, dragon.
gladly.
And the transparent head just lowers itself, and it just makes a bubbling noise like and the other head is just like, don't barf at them, they won't buy it. And she's like, sure. And he just breathes at you slightly, like, and you see you've been covered with, at first, a very shiny, sparkly thing, and then it slowly dissipates and you become completely invisible.
I can't see my muscles. Well, that will do for the moment.
Agrada nods, but no one would see it.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
feel it.
So,
It's
you
time.
jump in order to do your thing.
My God.
Okay. Okay, boys. Okay. So you do it. You jump back in.
I guess.
Agrota grabs onto Rubilon. Do you
Yes.
say anything before you try to teleport her?
Leave. We have to leave.
And,
Good. Strength. Once again, you have to beat 12.
Wow.
Good. You do it. Kojo does his thing, though. But he's not as good as fast as Agrota, so he would need that help from Daneland.
Wow.
So, Daneland,
Oh,
do your Earth Beam to block the Sunbeam.
yeah,
on, man.
exactly.
Use
At
your
the
wisdoms.
At the same moment when Daniel appears on the ground, he just closes his eyes and concentrates himself against this stone wall rising around. And
It's like, "Ah!"
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
it is a partial, though.
One in.
I'm not sure what's gonna happen on that 7 to 9, but if it's money again, I would be laughing.
Oh
No.
my God, of course.
No. So, you understand that you can block most of it. Most of it. But some of the beams are gonna brush through, and the best thing you can do is to guide them either mostly to Kojo or mostly to Ashag.
I think I choose Ashak in this case.
Yeah.
Alright. You do so. A moment passes as the dragon screams in pain. As you all return back to the Fate Weaver's abode. And you see Rubilon is there, Agratar is there, like the transparent, translucent form that you had is been burned out by Rubilon's fire because she was very pissed that you did that for some reason. And then Kojo, he's slightly covered in dragon's blood. That's why you can mostly see him. And of course, Daneland is mostly covered in dirt from his barrage of earth that he conjured.
And I run to the dragon and try to heal him as soon as I can.
Okay. So you run to the dragon, you try to heal him up. You understand that at this moment you can basically just stabilize him so he wouldn't die. But he would not regain consciousness. You would need a lot of time to bring him back into a normal condition.
Okay.
At this point, he is no help.
No.
He is not dying anymore, but we need something to heal him.
Well, that was close. You're okay, Rubilon.
Just get off me! What happened? Why was he there?
Who?
The old father!
Well, he might have sensed something. Maybe he knew.
What did he knew? I wasn't with you? I wasn't even a goddess by the moment. How would he know?
Well, I guess he saw that we saved you earlier, even when you were in mortal form. He might have counted one to the other. That we might turn to you to help. Who knows?
You see Kojo brushes most of the blood along with invisibility breath. He sits down, cross-legged, and he's just like, there's also a possibility that the All-Father thinks ahead. And since you started collecting allies, he would want to destroy them before you do.
So he was after the dragon. Maybe.
Then you see Rubelon just turns to him and just like, Kojo! Oh, they actually found you. That's great. So, we need to get that sword out of the void, so let's go to the void and get the sword. And he's like, whoa, not so fast. I did not say yes to anything. I just teleported a dragon. I'm neutral at the moment.
Yuta nods.
Yeah, Rubelon kind of turns back at two of you and is just like, come on! Tell him something!
Well, I mean, you saw what happened. If the All-Father notices that you're gone too, you might be too on his shit list. I don't hope so, cause I didn't intend that.
Well, I might be, but if I go back and, for example, tell him what I saw, he would be inclined to be more favorable towards me.
But you would. The All-Father might still. I don't know what I want to say.
You got me!
Kojo, my old friend.
Alright.
Do you remember old times in hell?
Oh, yes. I remember.
You helped me to complete several quests for this old father, and I think you already are thinking about he's too old to hold all this power for being old father, and someone young and strong could take his place.
And that young and strong would be who?
Would be someone like
Someone.
me or Agrata, according to the prophecy.
All right. Well, who exactly then?
I think we should decide at some point.
All right. Since we are in a place where time and space don't really matter, you can decide right now.
Well, in truth, we don't even know whether the prophecy goes exactly this way. We found the letter where it was written, sealed with the golden wolf's head. What we don't know made the prophecy, and we don't know whether it will come to that, so...
I think as soon as we get Luden back, we have all the answers we need.
At least something more. For now, the All-Father is unpredictable in his search for vengeance on us. Nobody knows what he will do. Well, we could expect he will kill more. More of everything and everyone. If we don't come between him.
Well, looking for Loden then? Sure. It would be interesting to see what happens. And the Fate Weaver, as if asked, changes the picture from the ruined cave of Ashag into the assembly of the whole bunch of the undead. And among them is Luden, of course, the right hand to the Lich.
So, killing the Lich is the way to go.
Or maybe the Lich could help us. I don't know. I mean, he's only an undead. How much power?
You know my opinion about this, all this undead and leeches.
Oh, they are alive, right?
They're against all the life forms. I just hate them.
I don't know it. Why don't they have a right to live again?
And I guess then it doesn't really know whether that's a joke of Rakuta or he means it's serious. He makes a weird face.
Weird face. Under the scary helmet. Works
exactly.
good.
Maybe he can see the teeth of the mouth, maybe. Below the visor. And the glowing eyes.
Godlike true vision. Throw everything.
Sure. Let's go with that.
Your helmet is a glass helmet, you know.
That's not true.
I could have panicked.
At least for me.
So you don't think we should ask the Lich for help?
No time to ask, especially Liches. Just time to kill him and grab the Luden back.
Alright, let's do this. I'm gonna burn him. Says Rubilon as she prances towards the shroud. Do you do anything before she does? Yes, no, maybe. You have 5 seconds.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait a moment.
And she's like, what? What? I'll just burn him.
Does Liches burn?
What do you mean? Everything burns?
I never burned the Lich, so... I mean, you burned, but... sorry for that.
So I'll burn him. Yay!
Well, yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, why not? I
We... The thing is, we could try to do again. Split up. Maybe... we also should have a word with Berimvor, the smith of the sword. Maybe he could give us more information about the relationship between him and the sword and what the sword was for the All-Father. Then you saw the wish. Oh, no.
I'm not sure Akuta knows that.
Fun fact. You do know that Xios told you that he saw some vision about Berenwar.
Exactly,
you know that, but you didn't saw the vision exactly.
Yeah, we didn't saw the discussion between Berenwar and the Allfather. Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you mention Berenwar, the Fate Weaver changes the picture on the shroud, and you see Berenwar, the same elf you saw in a nice city, but this time he's almost in a crouched position. He's just like sitting, and all around him is that sort of inky black goo or something. Is just like all around him, and you're not sure, you're not seeing anything else. It's just like him in a sitting position and inky black goo. And it seems that he's sitting on it and he's surrounded by it. It's weird.
But it doesn't look like void or something similar.
No.
It is like tar or something like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Like tar or oil, very thick oil.
And is he
Pitch black.
conscious?
Yes.
He's thinking about something, it looks like.
His eyes are open.
He's not sleeping, just dreaming alive or awake. Well, I think I'll go for Baron War and you'll save Luton.
Well, then that's decided, I guess.
And I'll wait, says Kojo, and sits back.
Oh, Yarmagunder, could you do something for Ashak? Can you ease his pain?
We could eat him. That will be the easiest way. No. That is not the way to do that. Why not? You see, there's a whole bunch of meat. It's just gonna rot there. No! We can ease his pain with sacred lights. Oh, sacred lights. Blah, 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 blah. Do not worry, young gods. We will take care of our brethren. You don't take care of me at all! Shut up.
Agriculture nods.
I appreciate that. Thank you for your help. So, let's get ready.
All right.
To Danlan and Rubilon.
Okay.
You're good for this.
So, God troopers are back in action.
Yeah.
And you want to do something? Okay, let's do that. And boom. We go back as both Agrita and Rubilon immediately appear right next to Village, who starts to chant some incantation, and then Rubilon just like bitch slaps him, and he just turns into ash. And then you, Agrita, you grab Luden, who's about to go down because he was reanimated by the powers of Village, and you can teleport him back with you.
Yay.
And Danelan, you teleport on top of something that is flying in the air, is just like flapping about. You look at it, like below you, you see something resembling a grayish goo, and then you flying through the sky for some reason, and it's just like, what the fuck?
What is that?
You glitched through the floor. That was a bug.
So, Danelan, what do you immediately do?
Do I see? I am at the exactly the same place. What we saw.
You are basically sitting on top of a grayish goo that is flying through the air, and you're quite sure you're teleported right next to Berenvor.
But I cannot see him
No.
right now.
So,
I
you
go
got
for
10
him.
seconds to do
Go
something.
for him. Baronwa, we found your spot. Come with me.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay. As several moments pass, as you see the grayish goo kind of stop in the air, it kind of levitates for a moment. And you see it starts changing and reshaping. And then you see it kind of opens up, and Berenvor is inside. And then the grayish goo forms a face, and you immediately recognize it. It's Xeus! He's once again doing his fucking shtick with being invisible while flying through the air, and this time he was carrying Berenvor.
Yeah.
The fun part, though, is you feel that something is about to happen right next to you. Like, some energy is being concentrated there. You have you and two guys, Sears and Berenvor.
I
What
can
do you
see
do?
Baronwa right now, right?
What?
I can see Baron War right now.
Yes. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
You have just fractions of a second to make a decision.
I just fly to him, grab him, and teleport back.
You
Okay.
teleport yourself to him. You can't fly.
Yeah, Baron War. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So you teleport him. I presume completely ignoring Sears, right?
Yes.
Okay!
No
Does
time.
Equator see this?
You would not be able to see this because
Oh,
when
it
you
happens
when you
to
get
them,
back, you're just like, hey, there's you, there's Rublon, there's what's left of Luden, that is not exactly alive nor dead yet, and there's Daneland, along with your friend Berenvor.
Oh,
So,
Oh, you made it. Had any trouble? We didn't.
no trouble, just a piece of cake, one burned lich after the other. I should actually go back and burn his army. Maybe next time.
Yeah, I'd be a little bit dangerous with the All-Father.
Actually, I faced our Inky guy, our Inky friend, who was holding Baron War. But I have not exactly no time to talk to him or anything, and
Who do you mean?
I am not sure I want to.
Who do you mean, Denlin? Who was with him?
Our Inky friend.
And then you see the fate shroud changes, and then you recognize the shape of Xeos, and right next to him is one of the gods, to be precise, that's the god of war, only the human one, and he's right next to Xeos. Doesn't look like that he's about to kill him, though. Something may happen.
when Equator sees us, then sees how Equator's glowing eyes flare up in a bright fire for a moment.
Ah, the traitor. I knew it. Should have killed him when I had a chance last time. And he seems to have new company.
Yeah.
Aaron boy, are you alright?
Yes, I am fine, but what happened? Your friend, this Inky, like you described him, he was transporting me to some location that he spoke about so I would be able to talk with you, but I guess you came first? Oh. I mean, there is a lot to talk about, yes. I guess you have found my work, yes.
Yes, and unfortunately, we lost it again.
Lost it? How can you lose it? It's basically indestructible.
We
hide it.
We were forced to throw it into the void. And now the Void Dragon consumed it, and it's with him now. But we have to get it back. We have some.
And Equator hesitates, looks from the one to the other in the circle.
We have some trouble with the All-Father, you could say.
Yes. Yes, I see. Well, there's no point of withholding any information from you at this point. I did make the sword. Its sole purpose was to be able to destroy and consume everything. It was the balance. You see,
Zunder. At least, that's how he used to go by. Before he became the All-Father. He wanted more power. But everything's supposed to be balanced. At least, that's how things go. So, he had to balance it out himself. I was a young craftsman by then. And, to take an order from a god, that's what every craftsman dreams about. I didn't ask too many questions. He wanted me to make a sword like no other, to use the materials that he brought. I do not know what planes or types of things that he had to cross in order to bring me those, but I did my part. The thing was impeccable. It was bright as day, shining with all the lights. But we needed to change that. We needed to make sure that it does not shine. It consume. I didn't want to do that. After all, it was my work. But you know how he can be persuasive. Especially to mortals. I changed the sword, so it is the only thing that can harm him now.
I thought so.
The downside is that I have to live with that. It cannot die, just like him. Even though I don't have any godly powers, I just have my hands and my craft. But the sword, with all the magic power that's been stored in there, everything that is balancing it, it is as powerful as the All-Father. And it wants power, just like he does.
Then steps closer to the old man and put hand on his shoulder and say, "Come on, this is not your fault. What could you do against the god? But now we want to change it, change everything, and old father time pass."
I'm not sure. You see, if either one is destroyed, the sword or the All-Father, the other one would be unlimited with his powers, even for a moment. But that would be enough. So, should the sword be destroyed, everything you trying to do here is useless. And should you slay the All-Father, well, I doubt there would be anything that can stop the sword.
Who or what is the sword? Who is in the sword? What is the being? Is it itself, somehow?
I'm not sure, but if I take a guess, I think it's just the darkness manifest. It's all the things that supposed to be the opposite of what Zunder was. He was the sun god, the first one of that. So the sword is pure darkness.
So, with the power of the weapon, Thunder grew in power to be the All-Father. But this new power was balanced by the darkness of the sword.
Yes. But, of course, he didn't want that to be near him. He hid it. First in hell, then after the demons started to misbehave, he changed the location and gave it to the elves.
And that's where we found it.
Yes, it seems so. I used to live in the forest, where the sword was guarded. I guess his last mockery of me was to put it there. By the way, did you see the elder of the village? Is she still fine? And he looks at you both.
Eckerdot changes looks with Denlin, remembering the pale, hungry creatures there.
Well, then
Well,
They died, didn't they?
died or worse.
give it a grim look. Yeah, probably.
Well, that's a price they pay for living next to me. Everyone dies. Eventually. But I don't. He sighs and he just sits down. At this moment, Danelin, you can kinda relate. Because you've been both a mortal and a god. And you kinda feel that confusion. Because if you would have the unlimited time and invulnerability of a god, but no power to change anything, that would be hell.
Yeah, I know the feeling. This is bad. Help him at least with my words and my support. By the way, I'm trying to take a look at the Luden, or at least what remains from him,
Yes,
and
good
study
thought.
if I can somehow resurrect this kind of thing to a normal form.
Denlin the Necromancer!
Oh, a resurrector!
Oh, there's a difference now. Okay.
Yeah, not rise
All
dead,
right.
but resurrect.
All right.
to the rise.
He was a mortal after all. It's not a big deal to resurrect
Yeah.
him. So I say you can just roll your wisdoms.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yes. That would be
You
the
then
most appropriate.
explodes.
Oh no.
Oof. Oof. What can you fuck up with Luden? Come on, what's a partial here? I don't know, just don't make it money. Oh, not that bad, but still bad.
That can be dangerous.
You strain
Yeah.
yourself a little bit, but you can bring him back.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. So, his pale form once again gets invigorated by the energy coming from the nature god. You see his face once again brim with red, his cheeks lighting up, he's opened his eyes and makes a gasp for air.
am I?
Welcome back,
England?
my friend.
Did we run away from the Lich?
We killed him.
What? How? Wait.
We burned him.
Wait a minute. Where are we? And he starts to look about.
Calm down. We are in the world between worlds.
The
Remember.
safest place ever.
Ekra points to the spellweaver.
You might remember him. Maybe not, but maybe.
You see Luden clench his brows and look attentively at everyone around him. You see Rubelon waves a hand at him. He's like, hello!
She burned the Lich. You should thank her.
She saved her. Oh, yo.
Yes. Yes, I remember now. Yes. But we can only be here if you guards again.
Yeah,
But
took us a while.
We did it.
what do you mean a while?
Completed all the quests.
Did I miss anything?
Yeah, I think you walked for a time in the army of the Lich. He resurrected you as an undead. Sorry, mate. But we broke the curse when we killed the Lich, so you're safe now.
Oh, all right. Well, I guess then we're done. We've done the quests, and I can be a god again. Yes.
You could ask the Allfather, but I wouldn't recommend that at the moment.
What?
He's a bit pissed off.
Come on, Luden, you know the prophecy. Do you?
The prophecy?
About 10 quests, and the one that completes these quests should take the place of the Old Father.
And the position of the Allfather is threatened if the ones who made it through the 10 quests don't surrender. And, well, we didn't surrender to the Allfather.
Well. And you see Rubelon basically runs up to him and says, "Come on! Spill it up!" I don't think it's my place. Well, says Kojo, you don't actually have that much of a choice. Since you're a mortal at the moment, we could basically kill you in various different ways, and then Dalen would just revive you to torture you again. So, and since the time in here doesn't do anything, we have all of that covered.
Or, if we succeed in the situation with the Allfather, we can maybe get you back to heaven. I don't know how, but maybe there's a way. Maybe there will be a way.
It will be for sure a way to do this.
So, you'll make me a god again?
Yes?
I think that is only fair if you help us.
I guess.
Ekra looks to Kojo and Rubelon for approval.
Right? You're okay with that?
I don't care. What's he? He's just god of secrets?
Yeah,
I don't
something
care
like
for
that.
secrets, I just burn things. That's way more fun.
Kojo, you're okay with that?
I'm fine.
Darkness holds all the secrets, so I don't care either way.
I would not.
Then it's decided. We'll give you back your godhood if we can, somehow.
All right. Well, the prophecy, eh? Yes. So, the interesting thing about it is that the prophecy is basically a recipe of how to become the Allfather. Technically. There's some caveats. The gist is quite simple. You fulfill 10 quests while being, of course, immortal, and those quests must be almost impossible for anyone to fulfill without the help of the gods themselves. If that happens, you become a god. I guess that happened to you.
Yes, we made it that far. It wasn't easy, but, well...
And then, if you somehow manage to do it, you can dethrone the Allfather. Two important things to know is that, first, you will have to kill him. Which is, as far as I know, is practically impossible unless you have the sword.
The Doom Sword?
Yes.
Yeah, back to the sword.
And I don't see it on you, so if he has that, you done. Like, there's nothing you can do.
Well, it's still hidden, but we try to get it back.
And what about the sin that we already know about from Barren War? As soon as we kill Allfather with the sword gain all the power in the world and will be unstoppable.
Yeah.
How we can deal with that?
That's not in the prophecy.
Is there a footnote? New edition? Something like that?
Not really. The only other part that might be important is that the new Allfather would have to rearrange how things work. Maybe even destroy everything and then build anew. You know. I'm not sure about that part, but what I can be sure about is that even if you have a sword, and you wouldn't be able to just swing it at him and kill him, like you have to actually get to his level of power, and like for that you would need a lot of, I don't know, like where would you get so many worshippers? Or other sources of power, I don't know. But basically you need to be as powerful as him in order to just fight him.
But if we join all the worshippers from all the gods we have already here with us and maybe join some other ones, it would be enough, don't you think?
Well, maybe?
Or...
And the embers in Agrada's eyes dim, going nearly black.
Or... if the Allfather too have no worshippers left.
Looking at Luden with those black eyes.
And just technically, speaking about all the other sessions we have, I several times tried to find out if there are worshippers of Old Father, and once I even tried to be a priest of Old Father. So we faced no worshippers at all. Do we know something about who worship him?
That's another important thing that I guess you don't know about, says Luden. The gods worship him.
Oh, right. Of course.
So, unless you have an idea of how to start a civil war amongst gods, I don't know.
So
I have an idea, says
Oh
Rubilon.
my!
We can get in heaven and burn it to the ground. And then we have nothing to do, and we can start talking to them and say, hey, let's do a civil war.
I'm always into a good war. I don't know whether this works like that, because they only will be angry at us and not among themselves, right?
You know, I like more diplomacy style and talking to people,
Kill the gods.
and turning them to our side, and the burning sin is the last chance.
Diplomacy could be good, says Kojo. And he starts moving towards you through empty space. He deliberately moves slowly as he passes first next to the Fate Weaver, then next to Jormungandr, who's tending to Ashag's wounds. You do know that he would be securing his position at this moment.
Of course.
So your plan is to go to heaven and talk?
I'm not sure that we'll do it. That's the way it was in the mortal world. But there are many gods. We don't have the time to talk to each one of them. Even if we had success with a few, the All-Father would make sure we don't make it far.
Well, the way I see it, you need to collect the most influential ones.
Yes.
The ones who actually have something to offer. I say, yes, I think if we manage to persuade not Farius, Heraclius, and Nirnak, that would give us an edge. They have a lot of respect, and if they would follow you, then maybe your little coup might succeed.
Sounds like a good plan, my friend.
Well, we had no bad times with Heraclius and Nirnak, though there might be one problem. Heraclius wanted to kill Ashag. I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So, but if that's the price to get Heraclius' support,
I
Yeah.
don't think he wants to kill Shaq just as he saw him as a threat.
and he was a mortal then.
Yeah,
So yeah,
he was a noble knight at that time.
I guess if he wanted Ashag that, he would have found ways in the past to get rid of Ishak. So, those three, it is. Where is Nefarious now?
And Agrodar turns to the, looks at the others and looks at the
Crowd
weaving.
of the Fate Weaver. Yeah.
Yeah.
He turns it about, and you can see that Nefarious is hanging, suspended by the magical chains, right above the pit to hell. And right next to him stands a couple of gods of death and a god of torture and mischief. It seems that they are trying to extract some information from him by the threat of basically putting him into hell and feeding him to demons.
Oh, that's dark back there, gathered. I once loved death. He was always a good companion on the battlefield. But he solved things too quickly. They don't do things too quickly now, it seems.
Alright. So, you see where Nefarious is. Then you switch to both Nirnak and Heracles, who are in heaven and are in the middle of some heated discussion. Both of them on not on the same place, I would say, but close to each other, discussing some things with other gods. You understand that once again you are presented with a conundrum. You can get to all of them if you split up. Question is, do you want to do that?
Oh.
Question would be whether we can get Nefarious out of there if he's bound by the chains of the Allfather.
That is also a good question.
And how those others, obviously loyal to the Allfather, would react. I'm not sure how powerful they would be in a direct fight. And also we wouldn't have the time to fight them.
So, what do you
Yeah.
decide?
Guys, just about our current session. Do we want to complete it? Till the end of some sort?
What do you mean?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm talking about how much time else it can take us to complete it to the end.
Well, if we
That
go to
depends.
the Allfather and
That
surrender,
depends.
then
Yeah, you can just like walk out and say, "Hey,
I'm sorry. Oh, I burned. Oh.
No. I'm just talking. If you want to split this game session into two, or should we try to finalize today?
that's
mean,
on
no.
you."
Yeah. We don't know what might happen depending on what we
I
do.
don't
so.
want to be in a hurry, so I vote for splitting it and have
You are literally in a place between space and time.
Yeah, we can do it.
Nobody is in a hurry.
You mean we can do it even for
Let
the
me
whole
put it
year
this way.
playing?
Let me put it this way. When you'll be forced out of here, then you would know that things are about to hit the fan.
Okay.
Yeah, but so
Now we feel relaxed.
Good. Let's continue then. So, disposition is there. Our god of war is making his plan.
How diplomatic you are, Agrota. Maybe you can talk to these guys to help us.
Well, the thing is, if we go to Neodak and Heraclius, we have to ask them to accompany us willingly here, because we can't have a discussion there in heaven. The Holy Father will know, and the Holy Father will, well, he will explode us. So, yeah, I guess we have to try our luck here and our good relationship in the past with them to come with us to this place here so we can talk.
So, who's going there?
Oh. Agrota? What do you think? Can you do this?
I have to admit, don't remember too much about Nianak.
He's a god of knowledge.
But in which did he come together with Heracles' party?
Yes, he
there?
did.
Oh, okay.
Well, if you ask me, I speak to Heraclius from one warrior to the other. Maybe you can go to Neonak. Maybe Kocho or...
Oh, her name.
Rubilon.
I think I wanted to talk to Nefarious. I
Oh,
wanted to save him, yeah.
okay.
You're sure you can do this?
Well, I think I need some help from someone. And with this help I can do this.
Don't you think we should maybe go there together? All together? Or maybe, I don't know what influence Neonak and Heraclius have on the god of death and pain. But maybe we can... Maybe if they help us, they can help us with that fairies too.
So you propose to leave Nectarius for now and proceed with these two guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have all the time, so why not?
Well, not all the time, but we have possibilities.
Alright. So, Agrota goes to Heraclius, and Danelan goes to Neonak, yes?
Before teleporting, Agrota turns to Kojo and Rubilon.
By the way, how is your relationship to Heraclius and Neonak?
Everyone loves me, says Rubilon. Except when I burn them. Sometimes I do that.
So nothing serious.
No, she's harmless, says Kojo. But I, on the other hand, well, I do have some fractions with Heraclius. He does not appreciate more subtle approaches to things, with all this valor and glory and stuff like that.
So you might not accompany me to get him?
I would not want that, no.
So I think I will go alone to Heraclius.
Good luck.
Or... yeah, I hope so.
Alright.
You know?
Yeah,
So, you ready?
I think so.
Good. So, you both go to your designated positions in heaven.
Yeah. Back in heaven.
Agrita, you immediately appear right next to Heraclius. Danelan, you appear next to Neonak. What do you both do?
I step closer in a hurry and tell him, my friend, I have something to say to you. You should go.
And
There are a lot of hidden knowledge awaiting you.
You see Danelan, like, all the guards around you are just like, huh, that's Danelan, it's Danelan, he's right here. And Neonak is just like, friend, what did you do? How did you anger the old father so much? And we jump to Agrita. Agrita, what do you say to Heraclius?
I put the hand on his shoulder.
Heraclius, my friend, we have to talk. Would you follow me to a safe place?
And she's just like, Agrita, like, what happened? I heard there's some ruckus. And once again, all the guards around are starting to point fingers. Oh, it's Agrita, he's right there.
We have trouble, we have to figure something out.
And if you want to convince your appropriate peers, you can both roll charisma. And
From my side, I stress maybe it gives me some advantage.
it is wisdom, Agrita.
Oh,
I said charisma.
I misclicked. I'm sorry.
Oh, he's too wise to roll charisma.
I'm afraid. Okay.
Too wise. Too wise.
Okay.
Okay. So Danelan.
Yeah, I stress for his eager for knowledge and
Sure.
my
You still have -1 forward, so go ahead and roll that charisma.
yeah, probably it's +1 after I told this.
No, start. Come on.
Okay.
You only have 5 seconds basically to do anything.
This most charismatic
Wow.
look.
Okay. You cutting it close. Cutting it close. But okay. Okay. So let's go ahead and see.
Oh shit.
So, for Agrita, a precious item. I would say your drum is going to be taken away from you by the ravenous crowd of gods as both you and Heraclius manage to slip away.
Nah.
And
Fair
Danelan,
Oh,
You-
make it Danelan time.
you try your darnest to convince Stinak. He buys it. He wants to go with you, but the guards basically jump on you. They grab onto you. They try to cling together and don't let you go. But all the leaves on your armor, they're moving about and they're trying to grow, and they're not letting them get a solid grip. So basically, they rip all the leaves from your armor. And then you finally are back.
Oh. Great. But at least we did it.
Yes,
Are you
and
safe?
yeah, Agrita, you do manage to notice that Danelan is naked once again.
Does he has a godly dong?
That's a good question.
Let's roll for it.
You want to roll? Okay. Constitution, I guess,
I mean, yeah.
if you want to.
Oh. I
on,
want
do
to
it.
know it.
He never thought about it.
Okay. I mean, it's not bad. It's average, I would say.
I mean, he is the god of nature, not of fertility.
Yeah,
so
yeah, so-
that's fair enough.
Yeah.
It's quite close, but not.
Yeah. Not impressive.
What are you looking for? What are you looking at? Guys.
You lost your armor, and then
Oh. It's fall to the arms of those Godfather's followers who tried to stop me.
Since Ekra still have his adventuring gear, can he put out a blanket or something like that out of the bag?
I can, as a normal god, I can create some dress for me.
You
Like
can
what?
actually create life, which is
Yeah.
basically you can create plants to grow
New
around you.
leaves.
Yeah.
New leaves. It wouldn't be the armor you had, but it would be just leaves.
Yeah.
Just leaves. So yes, you can do that.
Dress. Just for fashion.
Okay, so you do it, and you see your company is increased by 2 more members. Heraclius and Nirnak are both looking about, once again, mouth agape, understanding where they are. And Nirnak is the first to speak. It is astounding. I've never heard that any god or any creature whatsoever could ever get access to this. I'm deeply sorry to disturb you, and he walks to the Fate Weaver. But how is it that we are granted such an honor? The Fate Weaver turns to him and says,
It is necessary. The fate has been turned in this way.
I understand. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
I turned to Noinak and I said, I know you would like this place, and this is why I bring you here.
But if we hear, that would mean... Oh, come on, let's do it quickly, says Rubelon. We want to kill the All-Father, but not actually kill everyone else in the process, and maybe destroy the sword, or maybe not destroy the sword, which is in some weird whitey thingy that Kojo is going to get it out. I never said that. Shut up! And then we're going to do the whole shtick where we publicly kill all the fire goddesses except me. And Heraclius kind of turns to you, Agrittine, just like, wasn't she immortal, though? She was just immortal. I think she needed another 50 years, no?
Yeah, we burned her alive and, well, there she is.
Oh.
We speed it up, so say.
Oh.
We had to do with her on our last quest. And it was... well, we had little choice than getting her to be on our side for now.
And we
No
are
resistance.
sorry for doing this, but it was needed.
Well, I understand your struggle, says Heraclius. And the old father was behaving himself rather brash and strange. But I honestly thought that he would keep his word and let you join us back in heaven.
Well, I guess he would have. But the thing was, he would have been... he wanted us to surrender to him. Pledge our loyalty again to him. We agreed to that, but we wanted to do one more thing, and he didn't allow that, and he wanted to kill us for hesitating.
Yeah, and this is
The
why
prophecy.
he is afraid of this prophecy scene, and this is why he is just mad right now.
Prophecy?
You can talk to Ludin about the prophecy.
The All-Father is afraid to lose his power. The power over us all. Over everything. He doesn't want to allow that. The power changes. Like everyone with great power, no matter God or human. You know how it goes, Reckless. You know the game.
Yes, I do know the game, but what do you propose? If you go against him, there will be chaos. Many will die. And I'm not even talking about the mortals. I'm talking about gods.
I think, at the point we are now, this is inevitable. That's not avoidable. I guess the fear for his power drove the All-Father to an extreme. He's willing to do more. He's willing to do everything now. And I don't think he will stop. He almost killed. Our god is here.
And this is why he's trying to kill all our friends and who probably can help us. And this is why we're trying to save as many as we can.
He's torturing that fairies right now. We don't know where or even if it will stop. Unless everything and everyone will bow below him.
Well, Neonac starts. The obvious conundrum that we have here is that he is fully aware of all the things that you've done through your quests. After all, he was the one giving them. And everything you've done, he can use it against you, or deny you what you may or may not have. I see you collected one of your dragons and the other one is not in the best shape. That's good. At least one dragon is here. Any other powerful friends you are aware of?
Well, we face this mortal general. I am not sure what the power belongs to him, but we faced him several times during our quests.
Clancy Reeves, yes. I know of this general. He is a very good strategist. If you would have him at our side, that would make sure that we have at least a strategic advantage. Excuse me my tautology, of course, but that's the gist of it. Anyone else?
I'm not sure we should think about that, but we had contacts at least to some forces in hell. I'm not sure where they stand. They won't be any ally, but perhaps we can use them. There was trouble among the archdemons.
Oh, I don't like to make contacts with demons. And don't look at me like that. It was an exclusion, exception. Let's think about other guys. We had a tribe hidden in some kind of a cave as one of the quests, but I just don't know what role they can play.
Talking about the general, does the Fate Weaver shows us something?
Oh, I was
If
talking
you
about.
ask him to, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would show you that at this moment, the general is still in the forest with the dryads.
Alright, yeah.
And when Daneland starts thinking about people that they helped hide, they were not people, but animals in the swamp.
Yeah. The horde.
Yeah, they're in a form of animals.
Yes. And they were two brothers. One of them was a very powerful wizard.
Yeah. In the tower. He was the guy who could transform into a white dragon, right?
Who?
At
Wizard?
least.
No.
No.
Oh, then there was the other one.
Yeah, the one of the brothers was a tribe's
Yeah.
chieftain, or
Elder.
something like that.
Yes. Chief.
Yeah.
And the wizard was serious.
Yes.
And a lot of the we found. Oh, I have to read this quick. Oh yeah, the name of the chieftain was Rahim. Rahim was the
Yes.
chieftain, brother of
Yes.
Sirius. And we found Sirius in the tower of in this white tower in this illusion city of Galadrim and Lady Iriel.
Yes.
And I think Galadrim was the guy who we think could. We saw him in the sky as a white dragon.
Possibly.
At least he had lizard eyes when we met him in the palace of the.
In the city. Yeah.
He did have them, yes.
Yeah. So we could talk with them. Speaking of them, what are they doing?
When you look for him and Sirius, you look at the place and you're not sure where it is. Like, it's basically like a whole bunch of just moisted ash. And then you understand that, hey, that used to be a swamp.
Yeah.
But it looks like everything in here is obliterated completely.
I guess the teaching of magic for the inhabitants of Rahim's village didn't go so well. Maybe.
Yeah. Or maybe someone else did it, yes.
Yeah, someone else.
But then you look for Lady Uriel. Her tower is still there. And she is on the balcony in a company of Galadrim. And they're looking towards where the swamp is. Well, was at this point. Looks like they noticed something in there. Something disturbing.
That's interesting.
So we see no clue if Rahim and Sirius are alive or not. Probably not.
No
Well,
clue.
we see them, right?
We see
You
them.
see ashes, yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we don't see them in person. Standing in this. Oh,
No.
okay.
No.
In a form of ash. Yeah.
Well, I guess their wizardry didn't work too well. But Lady Uriel and the Lord Sirius could be serious allies. I don't know how powerful they are, but Sirius was quite powerful. When we saw him, I guess we saw him as a dragon, at least in the form of the dragon. Or the dragon was in form of Sirius, who knows?
Correction, not Sirius Galadrim.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
It's
Sirius
fine.
is that brother. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
fine. All right. So you remember that.
A lot of things to do.
Nearnak squints his eyes and says, "Are you sure that's all? There has to be more."
Well, we killed the king of the one quest.
Yeah, this is the one when we met General again in a younger form.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, they're right. This king we killed too, but we also killed the king of the harbor city. Yeah.
yes.
Well, I mean, there's the.
There are two quests connected to General, two quests connected to Sword. One to hiding people, one to save the princess.
What was that?
Well then, I guess if you don't remember anyone else, those I have to do. So that leaves us with a general and the elven lady with her companion.
Yeah, Denon still remembers all these elves who hold the sword for a long time, and probably they might know something about how to hold its power. At least I am not sure if they are of any use, but we know their place is completely ruined right now. There are some weird elves
Yes,
living here.
you do know that. Yeah, it's basically cannibal elves. A lot of cannibal elves. Yes.
Can we look at where those keepers of the sword are, if they're still alive?
Yes, you can. You would see the picture of very, very thin and malnourished elves hanging in the trees. One of them is munching on something. Looks like a baby leg.
Wow. That's grim.
Yeah. What happened with them?
Good question.
Who do you ask?
Anyone?
Everyone stares at Dylan.
Anyone have idea what happened to my elves?
Well, they
did
were
it?
corrupted.
Yeah, Nearnak is just like, well, in case if you don't remember, they were transformed by the magic that's being released. First just by demon, and then when you took the sword out. They went
Yeah.
mad.
I think I should bring them back to their normal form someday. We did a lot of bad things during our quests. we should restore things to their normal form as soon as we can.
I understand your attachment to elvenkind, but you do understand that in case of a full-out war, this entire world is probably gonna perish.
I do my best to save at least something, as much as I can. But this is another story. We should think about what to do next.
Yeah. Like I said, you should collect all your allies, and then we will devise a plan on what to do next.
Agroda looks from the gods to the two dragons, and he walks over to Jormungandr.
Mm-hmm.
Jormungandr.
Yes. We're not healing him. Yes, we are. No, we're not. I'm actively against that. You're not doing anything, literally. I'm actively against that.
You're actively doing nothing, right?
So, what did you want? Yes, what did you want? You're interrupting me. I was doing nothing.
Besides Ashak, in the past, we encountered another dragon. A big violet one. Who fought and was captured by mind demons, and he escaped. Do you know about the violet one?
Oh, that purple pompous buffoon? Of course we know him. Yes, his name is Sophilok. He is not as powerful as Ashak, but also very much a foe to be reckoned with. Should you be his foe, of course.
Do you know what happened to him after he escaped?
I didn't even know that he was captured by anyone. And you see Nianak walks up to you and he says, dragons are not knowledgeable enough to understand such matters. But don't worry. I know where he is, at least where he was, and I'm sure our friend, and he points at the Fate Weaver, can help us with the details.
Agroda looks over to the Fate Weaver.
Would you mind?
Yes. You see the picture of a nice lake and the shape of a purple, almost sapphire-like dragon is lurking in the depths, catching some fish. Looks like he is just relaxing himself.
Well, at least someone who has fun.
Turning to Jormungandr.
Do you know him? Do you ever met him? How is his, well, character? Could he help us? Would he understand?
Probably not. He's too shiny with his purplish thingies, just like this one. And he points at his twin brother, basically. Don't listen to him. Sophilok is a very honorable dragon. He would appreciate if you would remind him of the help that you provided, and he will provide you help in return. Or maybe not, because he's so pompous. He's not pompous. Just like you. I'm not pompous either. Yes, you are. I'm not. It's not up to you, it's up to me. I decide who's pompous or not. Anyway, you should talk to him, but from the looks of it,
the time is of the essence. And you would have to choose.
Yeah.
Everyone goes to another.
Yeah, this is something we should think for the next week, I think.
So you're saying you have to go?
Yeah.
Okay. I
We
would
have
allow
our
that.
formal end of session with all the
No.
questions. No.
No, we're not.
We are beyond.
I would just switch on some music for you. And yes, we would just scrouch out this session as the beginning of your assembly of your troops,
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
things that are going to be for you and the things that are going to be against you. In next session, you're gonna finish that assembly
Yeah, I think so.
and go to battle
Door.
for one last time.
Yeah.
One last time countdown, so now.
At least for this story.
Yeah.
At
One way or the
least
other.
for this story, yes.
Maybe if this war would not end up at the end of the world, we probably have another stories ahead.
Maybe.
But we'll see. Yeah.
It remains to be seen. Alright,
Wow.
until
Okay.
next time.
Thank you guys. Sorry for not being so clever sometimes.
It's fine.
Ah, come on.
And not
Don't have to
remembering
apologize.
all the scenes. But at least I did something good. for this
Don't
session.
worry.
We
Don't worry.
didn't do too bad.
Yeah.
I
at
would
least
say you remembered most of the good things that you can use. Most. Let's see if you would be
yeah.
able to be knowledgeable about the bad things and not be
yeah.
surprised by them when they come up.
Yeah, all the bad things we did maybe come back to us.
I don't know what you mean. We had only friends, I guess. I mean, everyone loved us. So.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
obviously.
At least we killed the leech. This is good. thing.
And I mean, Denlon is the big demon friend here, so he
at
makes
least-
pacts. He's best
Oh,
best friend
come on,
forever.
come on.
Yeah.
all the demons I helped to escape from prison or make pact
Yeah,
with
exactly.
are already dead. So they gone. Nothing.
So he
But you
is
can tell
actually he's actually very devious and evil. First he helps them and then he murders them.
Denlon is a demon himself. He's an archdemon.
Oh my god, I know my nature to kill them now.
Let's kill Denlon.
All right.
Ecuador goes to the Allfather. I apologize and I surrender to you, but help me kill Denlon.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
No,
that's good.
I don't think so.
a traitor.
But yes, I do expect you to be ready next time.
Yeah.
And
do
that,
our way.
that
Yeah,
would be
maybe I'll look into my scrappy notes. I
Maybe.
made on
maybe.
different kind of papers, unfortunately.
I mean, we have 7 days
Yeah.
now, so
Yes.
Yeah, maybe I got something.
That's a
else.
good number. That's a good number.
Yeah.
So, for 7 days, Agratar and Danelan are going to be discussing things in a place that is outside of space and time.
So it's
Yeah.
like nothing and everything.
Let's see how it goes. And we'll be back to it next
Looks
Yeah.
very interesting.
Next time on the Cloudy.
Yes,
Slight chance.
exactly.